Hi, my name is Clay, and I was born and raised in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. And I went to public schools in Kaohsiung before I went to the States for college. As I expected, American college is really liberal. Like, there's no very definite line between different departments. Like, people mingle together. You hang out with people that you meet in classes that you take. It doesn't necessarily have to be courses that's offered by your department and your major. So you get a lot of chances to meet with people from different backgrounds and disciplines, especially Los Angeles being such a diversified community. So I actually met a lot of people with different ethnic backgrounds as well, religious background, and it's very interesting because in courses that offer opportunities to share your opinions, you really get to hear different voices that I think I wouldn't have thought about enjoying in Taiwan before I came back. So I actually enjoyed a lot of time there, but I think I also suffered a lot during my first half year because I wasn't so aware of the financial cost that it's gonna burden me. Of course, American universities offer this liberal environment, diversity of students and thoughts, but it comes with a huge cost. Yeah, so the COVID-19 pandemic struck Los Angeles during, I think, late February 2020, and within a week or 2 weeks, the county closed down and the university shut down as well. So I couldn't really go out and hang out with my friends. And I think that need of human contact is very impactful on my living experience during the pandemic in Los Angeles. So we were banned from going outside except for going to the CVS, which is the pharmacy, or to the groceries. So basically we can only go to the groceries or go to the pharmacy for necessary reasons. Otherwise, it's basically you and yourself at home. And obviously, I didn't have any relatives living near me, so I was locked up in my room the whole time, taking online courses without the chance to hang out with my friends, to even breathe the fresh air. So I was really in need of a rest from all this kind of claustrophobic experience. And my parents contacted me at that time, asking me if I want to take a rest in Taiwan and stay with them. So I booked a ticket very fast. So it was a very huge decision for me to come back. But looking back, I think it's actually a very huge, very impactful turning point of my life. I think it's a very good turn before I even knew it. Yeah, so after careful consideration and discussion with my parents, I finally decided to stay in Taiwan and go to Taiwanese universities here. So I started preparing for the entrance exam, and also I did some research on different departments, different schools, and I finally came upon the Department of Foreign Languages and Literature at National Tsinghua University. The reason why it caught my attention is its curriculum design. Different from other universities where they offer general introduction into, say, English literature and American literature, and they sort of cram these huge amount of materials into 2 courses. Basically, they teach it within a year. So here in DFL at NTHU, they divide them by periods. I mean, you get to explore each period, and it's relating literary movements, religious movements, in a very detailed way. And each of these courses is offered by professionals, experienced professionals who specializes in these specific fields. Another reason why this department interests me is that they also offer a diversity of linguistic courses. And we were required to take 2 linguistic introduction courses during our first year here. And even though I'm a literature-oriented student, I still benefited a lot from especially the introduction to linguistics. In the course, we learned a lot about the little features or mechanisms of different languages. And these linguistic characteristics actually share by many languages in different combinations. Well, it really benefited me learning foreign languages in general. Especially when I learn French, I can recognize the French grammar even before I read it on the textbook, just because I have learned that rules or patterns in the introduction to linguistics. So I think the way the department designs its course is really wholesome for people coming from different perspectives and expectations and interests. And these foundational courses really help people passionate about different things, and these courses really build them into a shape that later support them to their further pursuit. Well, I think most of the professors I know in our department are very nice and friendly, and they're always very welcoming of different opinions and different interests in related issues of their courses. So yeah, I have taken almost every literature course offered by our department. I really like it because I didn't expect to see so much discussion happening between professors and students, even among peers, because I always had that impression from Taiwanese high school education, where people just don't talk, and the course being held in a lecture kind of vibe, so that people basically shut up throughout the whole semester. But here you get professors welcoming students to talk in class, to share their opinions, and to exchange them between students. And I think that's really beneficial, especially for humanities disciplines, because a lot of times we exchange ideas and we build on those exchanges to reach a common ground for further debate. I think the best strength of our department is that the diversity of our students. And we have students double majoring and minoring economics or social sciences, and these diversity really add a lot of colors to our dialogues between professors and students, and also among peers in class. So people can pitch in their opinions and their different perspectives trained by the disciplines they are interested and they're pursuing. So the discussion, whenever there is always very organic, and our professors here are very welcoming. They won't dismiss your opinions. A lot of professors I know here, at least the literature professors, they're very welcoming of these different perspectives and opinions, and they always try to engage these different opinions together in class and try to make sense of these different perspectives together with students. So I think it's very helpful for people who are, like me, interested in literature, because I think it's very important to talk about meanings, interpretations in literature, especially in humanities. And I think if you are going to study human imagination, human relations, it's always important to listen to people talking, sharing their opinions, take it in and digest it, and sort of exchange opinions with each other. Another aspect I can think of is the liberal environment here. So as we talked about the course selection, I think the courses offered by our department don't necessarily lead you to a definite job descriptions. You don't think about what jobs you're going to take after you take these courses. So the freedom of exploration offered by these courses really push us to dream bigger and to really confront our own passion and think about what we really want for ourselves in our future career. And as I said, professors here are always ready to discuss these with students, their interests, their plans. So I think I have a bigger opportunity to really explore my interest, my academic capacity in Taiwan than I did in the United States without the pressure of the financial cost in regard to my changes of path and the time I invested in these exploration. Even though we're encouraged to step out our comfort zone, but I think the comfort Taiwanese education, especially our department, offered me really helped me grow a lot and consistently throughout these years studying here, linguistic-wise and also academically. I actually make a lot of improvements with the kind of education this department can offer me. Yeah, and this is something I couldn't have enjoyed back in the United States. I think what makes the biggest difference between American university life and Taiwanese one is the idea of a department. So I think back in the United States, people don't really identify that strongly with their department and people from their class. I think according to my own experience back in the States, people know their friends in class instead of a group activity held by the department. But I think here in NTHU, we have a lot of activities together held by our department. And also, I think Taiwanese students usually identify more strongly with people coming from the same department. And I think it's something that binds people together. So even though I don't know somebody very well personally, whenever we get together in class or doing a group project, we're on very good terms with each other. And we can share our opinions freely, and people are always welcoming inputs. And sometimes we even hang out and talk about professors and the class we're taking. I think that's something that I had to put a lot of efforts into doing back in the United States. And I think in Taiwan, it comes really naturally. So yeah, I think that identification with the department is a very strong character of our department, also in Taiwan. Yeah, I think the vibe here is very chill, and people are always ready to hang out. Before I attended Taiwanese universities, I always had that negative impression of Taiwanese education from high school. So I didn't expect such highly of the education even this department could offer me. But after I attended it, I realized, there are a lot of experienced professionals in Taiwan, and they're so dedicated to their studies. And students here are also passionate about what they're learning. And it's just, people are not so crazy about their grades. They actually want to explore more during their college year. They want to balance their personal life with, their academic performance. So I think with different levels of academic dedication, I really get to enjoy that kind of liberal vibe I used to crave during high school. And this really changed my perspective of my own country and my own culture. Because before I went to the States, I always thought, this is something I couldn't have gotten if I stayed in Taiwan. And I think I had too much presumptions about my peers and, even professors here. And a lot of education I received here in this department really changed my perspective of my own identity as well, because we're encouraged to exchange ideas in class, and we're encouraged to analyze text in a very detailed way. And I think that really helped me to reevaluate myself and my own identity and my family and my country. So I think it's a very life-exchanging experience coming back to Taiwan and attending DFLL at NTHU. The quality here is as good as I received in the States, with less cost, with less social pressure. And as I said, that kind of comfort linguistically and academically that actually helps people learn. Because when you get that ease with language, for instance, even though we're encouraged to speak in English in class, sometimes we can talk in Chinese to our peers after class, and that kind of ease can actually help us understand unfamiliar materials taught in class, and we can verify what we thought we understood in class with our peers. So I think there's no bad decisions. There's only the best decision according to your own conditions. Yeah. So if you're a creative and curious person and love people, I highly recommend you to come, because the education here will help you find your interests and broaden your perspectives on yourself, your life. And if you don't want to be pushed into a fixed job titles, I think this is a very good place for you, because the liberal environment here really encourages students to blaze their own trails.